Hello everyone, my name is Professor Dr. Muhammad Tajuddin, and in today's video I would like to um, give my opinion on the recent events of what is known as the Sabah Whistleblower incident. And the lessons here that we need to learn is about what is the implication of this kind of whistleblowing and what does it mean to our country. Now, we are aware of this news about a person coming out and saying that he wants what they call protection, not only from the MACC but also from the Prime Minister, if he can explain or give evidence on corruption concerning many what he said to be Sabah MPs, meaning the political leadership of Sabah in the GRS, which also includes the Chief Minister. So this is a very big news, and the news media has been lapping it on and blowing it out in incredible proportions, and people have already been making their own decision as to how is the unity government being very slow, and maybe they are protecting Sabah or things Sabah politician for the interest of politics. All sorts of things have been coming out. So I usually do not comment on corruption issues because I leave corruption issues with people like Rafizi, who understands accounts and bank transfers and procurements and all these things and legal aspect of land laws and things like that. So I don't usually comment on them. But with this particular whistleblowing incident, it interests me because there is political element that is involved here, and there is also an important aspect about communication, about how we as a people must be careful at interpreting what we call trial by media. And we must also be careful about why the media is blowing this up. Is there an interest for us as a nation, or is there a selfish interest there in terms of they are explaining these things in a very wide way? Now, first of all, let's get the story straight and understand that there is this person who claims to have evidence in terms of videos to be presented concerning the Sabah politician, many Sabah politician I read, and he says that he will only show all the videos if he's given protection. Now, the problem here is that much of these videos, as I understand, also incriminate the person who is actually showing this. So the story here is what should be done, and he is not, as I understand it, showing all the evidence, and just releasing it a little by little to the media and to the public. So there is also the question of if you want to report something, why are you letting the media have it more and only showing the MACC less? Now, that is a question, and this is where I want to discuss four things or four lessons from this Sabah whistleblowing, without making any judgment as to who is at fault, whether the politician is at fault, or whether the whistleblower himself is at fault, or whether the government is at fault. My concern actually is how we as the rakyat should react intelligently, critically, and in fairness, so that it benefits us as the rakyat. Not that it will benefit the MACC, not that it will benefit the unity government, not that it will benefit the whistleblower himself. So first of all, let us look at what is a whistleblower. Now, the term whistleblower, as far as I understand it, denotes a person who knows some secret things that is a wrongdoing, like corruption, and would like to report it and report this to the authorities, and in the hope that then his situation will be safe, because there may be danger of people taking reprisals on the person who is giving the evidence. Now, how many kinds of whistleblowers are there? As far as I understand, as an adult reading about what's happening in the country and not being a legal expert, or not having any expertise in this matter at all, but just as an ordinary citizen, I know that there are three kinds of whistleblower. Number one, there is a whistleblower who knows of this evidence and has no interest at all in relation to getting the benefit from giving evidence against, let's say, the management or such persons, meaning that he or she is not expecting any benefit, just doing this, what we say, out of conscience, out of the idea of helping the country, and also out of the idea of doing what is right. So that is a very pure whistleblower, and certainly this kind of person should be protected at all costs. Now, the second thing is that I understand that whistleblowers could be somebody who is involved in the corruption, but in a very small scale, and because he or she is caught, and maybe the person is making some sort of deal with the authorities in order to get a lighter sentence or a suspended one, maybe then they will divulge or give evidence against bigger sharks and bigger perpetrators that then will also get them off the hook, in the sense that they will also be protected. This is what I understand. I could be wrong, but all the movies and all the things that we know, I think it makes sense, because what he is or she is a very, very small part. So this is a scale of corruption. So meaning that the whistleblower is part of the corruption, but at a very, very small scale. Maybe that then the deal of getting the bigger fish that is actually managing everything is more important than just having this small downline of a person. Now, the third kind of whistleblower is a person who is probably the main bribe giver. He or she is the one giving the bribe, and simply because for vengeance or for the reason of other reasons, like having leverage to actually extort the politicians or the administrators that he or she has given, he claims to be a whistleblower. Now there comes the problem here, or the dilemma, because in a sense, either this person has a very huge role in the corruption, meaning he may be the one perpetrating the corruption, meaning he is the one giving the corruption, giving bribes, and then because the people who've taken the bribes have not lived up to their end, then he is feeling very angry or vengeful and things like that. Or he or she is part of those who have accepted bribes, and in a very, very significant amount, and perhaps trying to pull down certain people to his political benefits and things like that. Then he claims to be a whistleblower and asks for protection. Now, in that particular case, there becomes the dilemma. It is up to the MACC, as far as I understand it, to determine whether this person should receive the full protection, because he or she is a major part of that affair, in that sense. So that is the first thing that we need to understand. I see in the news many people are straight away jumping to say that, oh, why is this so slow? Why the MACC not acting? Why are they delaying? Why is this? Why is that? Is this part of the underhanded political thing that's going on with the unity government? So these kind of things we should think and pause first, because the kind of whistleblower is important. It doesn't mean to say, oh, it doesn't matter who he is, as long as it's on the, he's got evidence. We haven't even seen the full evidence yet. It's always some very vague things which I am very suspicious of, and I definitely do not think that this person is doing it for the benefit of the country. So that comes to the second point, or second lesson, that I wanted to talk about, is trial by media. Now, here we have the social media, and we have the free flow of information, so much so that a lot of information that we are getting or we are receiving and we are interpreting is actually going to destroy our society. We remember the KK Mat issue, where somebody just put up something and say, look, these people are insulting Islam. We don't even know head or tail how those talking come into being. We didn't even hear the other side, and suddenly it's already viral. and suddenly everybody has already made the decision, and then comes a loudmouth politician to make it even his own career in terms of making false accusation to me, and also false intention in the sense of giving the idea that these people are insulting when in fact they didn't even know, and there is no history of them doing anything like that. So that is an excellent example of trial by media, and I am very sure in the very next future, a few months, we will know that there was no intent on on the people to insult Islam, and that this was simply an accidental thing or maybe a sabotage thing. We don't know, but definitely no intention of insult. So here the whole thing has already gone up, and similar thing I've seen with the Palestinian issue, with the actions of people against the workers of the McDonald. All these are all media, and who is at fault? We are at fault. This is not the government at fault. This is not the politician at fault. This is not anybody's fault. This is us. Us as a rakyat who is so uninterested in the truth, but always with the whatever is popular. So we are in a danger in the future that whatever popular seems to be the truth, when in fact it's not even close to the truth. So this is a very dangerous thing for us as a country, as a society, as a people. Now the third lesson is we must be careful not to let certain people use the MACC for their own political benefit or economic benefit as a leverage, meaning I may be part of a bigger corruption, and then if these people are not doing things, then I will threaten them with going to the MACC and asking for protection, but giving some sort of control evidence to kill off my political enemy. So we must be very careful not to let MACC be used as a tool for political gain, for economic gains, and all these other things. So we need to be very, very careful at that. If not, then the MACC, maybe they are unintentional, or maybe some of them, MACC officers are also corrupt and wants to have this role of being a tool or a weapon to some people. That then destroys the integrity totally of the institution itself. So we need to be very careful. We as the rakyat need to be careful, and that's why in this case the MACC is proceeding very, very carefully, and the MACC has asked the media not to publish things that they haven't even investigated yet, which is a fair call. And I think the media is supposed to be responsible enough to understand that if they keep doing what they're doing for viewers and for more readers, and to increase subscription, then they are going to be part and parcel of the destruction of this nation. Finally, in the fourth thing is, if these allegations were true and it ends up to be true, there are many politicians in Sabah who's destroying their own country, then I am hoping that the Sabah people and the Sarawak people must think about some of their other politicians that are very, very wealthy, extremely wealthy. We hear about millions of ringgit in gambling, and we hear lawsuits between family members of politicians in the amount of billions. And this to me shows that a lot of the things that the Sabah and Sarawak people are blaming the Semenanjung people in terms of their poverty and their lack of facilities and all that as something that needs to be reflected on. Meaning, I think there are faults in both sides, which is the Semenanjung people who are the federal government, as well as the state government or the state people in the Sabah and Sarawak. So this needs to be looked at very seriously, instead of just blaming the Semenanjung people for, say, MA 63, which I'm sure there's a lot of things that need to be remedied. But as the Malay said, bertepuk tak boleh sebelah tangan, dia mesti dua belah tangan, meaning to clap you must have two hands. So I think both some of the Semenanjung politicians and administrators, as well as the Sabah and Sarawak administrators, civil servants, as well as the politicians, are also at fault, and so we the rakyat must be very very careful at electing who we want to be our leader. The problem with the rakyat is they are easily swayed by populist sentiment, by religion, by race, by the idea of nation, by the idea that other people are wrong and they are not wrong at all. So this is entirely our fault if the country that we live in, that we love so much, is destroyed. It's not by politicians, by us not having the mind to look at things critically, and the heart that can accept some things but cannot accept certain things in terms of what we call good values and the right way of actually having a harmonious relationship with us, between ourselves, and also to actually come out to be better than we were before. So this is my opinion and my understanding of this Sabah whistleblower incident or news. Hopefully we learn these 4 lessons, that what kind of whistleblower is it? Is it someone that has an interest? And we must be careful, extremely careful of trial by media, because the media in one sense is also trying to milk this for their viewers. But I'm not saying that the media is at fault. I'm saying that we are at fault in trusting the media so much. We should not. We must wait for the outcome of investigations and trials, and then we can actually make our decision, not do it now simply because the media is playing it up. We must also be careful not to let MACC become a weapon by certain politicians to bring down other politicians by turning in as a whistleblower and having protection, which is in fact something that should not be done. And finally, if it is true that there is this corruption at the level that has been claimed, that has been accused, so many MPs, including the Chief Minister, then Sabah and Sarawak people need to reflect and look upon themselves of what kind of leadership and what kind of member of parliament that they wish to put up into their political administration. Because if they go by sentiment, by race, by nation or national spirit, then they will not be able to recognize that these people are also part and parcel of the one that destroy their own nation. So with that, thank you very much for listening in to my views.